everyone. Welcome back to another great episode of Tommy Maroon Sports Show, episode number 115, I believe, of this great show. And if you haven't watched any 114 previous episodes, well, in this show, we talk sports for about under 30 minutes, what happened, and I go over my picks. I'm pretty sure most of y'all know that by now. And let's get right into it with the Cleveland Indians, with their player stats. One of the guys I like is T-Mac right there, Tristan McKenzie. 130 wood strikeouts, 113.2 innings pitched, and a 4.67 ERA. But that ERA has gone down lately. T-Mac is a good pitcher. Speaking of other pitchers, you have Cal Quantrill, who had it into yesterday with a 118 whip, 231 opponent average, and 110 strikeouts. And obviously, the whip and opponent average lowered yesterday, and the strikeouts went up. Aaron Savali will be going, I believe, tomorrow in a doubleheader. 11-4, 340, 27 walks. And then you have the batters like Jose Ramirez, 264 average, 35 bombs, 96 ribbies. Ahmed, who hasn't played over the last few days, has a 721 OPS, 144 hits, and 279 average. Franmil Reyes, 30 home runs, 80 RBIs, but struck out 137 times. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Things have been going pretty good for the Cleveland Indians lately. Well, have they? Maybe. And by good, I mean we beat the Yankees in a weekend series 2-1, even though we lost the season series by a score of 5-3. Joey Gallo had 2 home runs in Game 1. Aaron Judge had a home run in Game 1. But in the second game, we put up 7 runs in the 5th inning. 7 runs! And Franmil and Jose had home runs in Game 2. And Harold Ramirez had 4 RBIs in Game 3. Plus a Jose Ramirez home run. Jose won Player of the Week because Jose Ramirez is just that good. There's a 2-run single right there for Harold. Harold had 4 RBIs, of course. That is just a great game as a watch. And I think that's Anthony Rizzo out there at first who misses it barely. And then the Indians against the Royals. Well, tonight is the 4th and final game of the series. And I believe we will be playing we'll be playing the White Sox following that this weekend. Of course, I can't wait for that. Should be a good one. But we're down 2-1 in the season series. Hunter Dozier had a home run, 3 RBIs in Game 1. Perez hit a home run in Game 1. No, not that Robbie Perez, but rather Salvador Perez. He set the record for most home runs hit by a catcher in a single season. And Hunter Dozier has sacked fly in Game 2. And Anthony Gauss makes his pitching debut in Game 2. He used to be a center fielder for the Detroit Tigers, and then retired in 2016, and then comes back from retirement to make his pitching debut, and he throws over 100. That is quite the story. And we won yesterday, 4-1. Cal Quantrill got the win, and Emmanuel Clase got the save. We're currently sitting at 74 and 76. That's not good. That's actually rather bad. We're out of playoff contention, as you might know. And we are, oh ye gods, we're only 1 game ahead of Detroit. We could finish in 3rd. Heck, we could still mathematically finish in dead last if the Twins win out and we lose out. We finish in dead last. I mean, that's not going to happen, but it could still quite easily happen. Look at that. Not good at all. And now time for, what do you call it? NASCAR racing. Well, that's kind of redundant because the R NASCAR stands for racing. Kyle Larson won it. He's going to the round of 12. He also won Stage 2, and Stage 1 was a Denny Hamlin win right there. The race was 500 laps long because, well, Bristol is a short track. Kevin Harvick doesn't have a win this year and finished in 2nd place. It's just not been his year whatsoever. Eric Jones is driving the number 43 car for Richard Petty Motorsports, finished in 8th place. Ryan Newman hit the wall on lap 168. He caused a crash right there And then Anthony Alfredo and Corey LaJoy caused a red flag to occur on lap 226, and Quinn Huff lost a tire on lap 388. And then Danny Hamlin, he hit the wall and was nearly out of the race on lap 400. That is why he finished, I believe, in 9th place. It was quite frustrating to see if you were him. My goodness. And then you have, in a very eventful race, to say the least, several times the caution flag was out, but now it's coming down to round of 12, and it starts at Las Vegas. That should be a lot of fun. Trying to find out who's in the playoffs right now. As you can tell, we went to 2 short tracks, but now we're no longer going to short tracks. We're rather going to the, the long track in Vegas. That's right, the long track in Vegas. There's Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick getting into a bit of a fight yesterday or Sunday, as of course Elliott made a risky move against Harvick, kind of costing Harvick the race. Trying to see who's in it. Well, Eric Almirola's out, Tyler Reddick's out, Kurt Busch is out, Michael McDowell's out. Kevin Harvick barely in the playoffs right now. He's sitting in 12th place. Christopher Bell in 11th. Brad Keselowski 10th. Joey Logano 9th. William Byron 8th. Alex Bowman 7th. Chase Elliott 6th. Kyle Busch 5th. Ryan Blaney 4th. Denny Hamlin 3rd. Martin Truex Jr. 2. And in first place has been Kyle Larson, who has dominated the racing field all season long. And if you've been missing out on the NASCAR season, it has been quite an eventful one. Time to go recap my picks, Tommy's picks. First things first, high school football. Hornets, they lost a heartbreaker to Barberton, 28-21, where Barberton scored a touchdown with 7 seconds to go that gave them the win. You could just tell by the way Barberton was marching late in the game, they were going to melt down the clock until they could get one last score, and one last score they did. And then in a crazy finish, St. Ignatius beat Archbishop Holman 33-27 on a blocked field goal. The kick was blocked by St. Ignatius and picked up, running towards the right side and going right into the end zone for a game-ending touchdown. Crazy to see. Drew Lauer and those Medina Battling Bees took down Strongsville 48-13, and Stull, Owen Bainbridge and the Bulldogs took down Brecksville 25-17. Cathedral Prep beat Solon 44-35, and Brunswick beat Euclid 38-18. Euclid still searching for that elusive first win. They are 0-5. Very hard to believe for Euclid. St. Ed's beat Massillon Washington 35-18, and Aurora really kicked everything out of Cuyahoga Falls 63-0. Good Lord. And Copley beat Roosevelt 30-12. Avon took down Elyria 48-6 in a blowout. And speaking of upsets now, Berea Mid-Park, they beat Avon Lake on the road 23-7. You thought Highland Barberton was a road upset. Well, you haven't seen anything yet. Walsh just shuts down St. Charles Prep 40-0. St. V. St. M. destroys Sandusky 43-9. Lakewood couldn't play Normandy due to some positive COVID-19 tests, so that's always a shame whenever that happens. Hudson took down you guys, the Wadsworth Grizzlies 42-20, and Canton McKinley takes down Green 34-14. Well, in college football, my picks were really good. I only missed 2 games. Cincinnati beat Indiana 38-24. Coastal Carolina barely holds on to a win against Buffalo 28-25. Army annihilates UConn 52-21. Notre Dame beat Purdue 27-13, and now Brian Kelly is tied with Newt Rockne for all-time wins in school history. That is creepy and scary to think about. Alabama barely holds on against Florida 31-29. Florida tried to go for 2, tie it, but couldn't, and Alabama steals one on the road. Clemson barely beat Georgia Tech 14-8. I'm telling you, I really don't like this Clemson team. I don't think they're that good. And Florida State, for the first time since 1976, they are 0-3. taking a tough 35-14 loss to Wake Forest. And Akron beat Bryant. Akron won! They have won just their second game in the past 2 years. The previous one was last year to Bowling Green. But we won! Yes, I'm an Akron student, by the way. I take CCP classes there. That is so great to see. The Zips proved me wrong, and they won. And maybe we'll upset Ohio State. Let's beat those Buckeyes. Go Zips. Liberty beat Old Dominion 45-17. Georgia beat South Carolina Liberty beat Old Dominion 45-17. Georgia beat South Carolina 40-13. And then had a whiteout at Penn State Happy Valley where over 100,000 screaming Penn State fans. It was great to see it again after a year which we couldn't have it. And it will obviously show to Bo Nix and the Auburn Tigers, who lost 28-20. BYU beat Arizona State 27-17. Ohio State took down Tulsa 41-0, and Minnesota beat Colorado 30-0. Then the NFL. Crazy games. Excuse me for 1 second. Sorry about that sinus going on. But anyways, the Washington football team beat the New York Giants 30-29 on a game-ending field goal. After the kicker missed the field goal, but the Giants defender was offsides. And then missing Tom Brady, the Patriots beat the Jets, suck, and so does Zach Wilson apparently. He threw 4 picks. 4. My goodness. It looked like a Nathan Peterman clone. Oh my God, not Nathan Peterman again. 25-6. The Broncos are somehow 2-0. Yeah, once again, the Broncos are 2-0. They took down Sucksonville and Trevor Lawrence 23-13. Tua Tagovailoa is out and hurt. I, by the way, cut him on my fantasy team. As Free Willy takes a 35-0 trouncing to Buffalo. And they're once again looking like Free Willy's dead and hunted brother again. I didn't think that was going to happen again, but alas, it is. The Rams beat the Colts in a good game, 27-24. The Raiders are also 2-0. They took down the TikTok loser Pittsburgh Steelers 26-17. And the Bears beat the Bungles 2017 because Joe Burrow threw 3 straight passes that were 3 straight picks. So not only did Zach Wilson look like Nathan Peterman, but so did Joe Burrow. Good God, Nathan Peterman, probably the worst quarterback in the history of football. He's that bad. And then you saw Nick Chubb get 95 yards for the Browns and a touchdown. We beat Houston 31-21. And the Panthers are also 2-0, taking down Jameis and the Saints 26-7. And then the Cardinals beat the Vikings 34-33. Kyler Murray had a crazy touchdown pass. And the Vikings had an opportunity to make a field goal. But remember, it's the Minnesota Vikings. They don't make clutch field goals. They never make clutch field goals. The kick went wide right. The Vikings radio announcer initially thought it was good, but it wasn't good. It was wide right. Just like how Blair Walsh was wide left. Just like how Gary Anderson was, I believe, wide left, in 1999. And that, of course, famous NFC Championship game. And then the Buccaneers take down the choker Falcons 48-25. 2 pick sixes by the Bucs. 5 passing touchdowns by Tom Brady. My goodness, he just can't be stopped. Titans beat the Seahawks in overtime in a game where the refs were trying to give the game to Seattle, but Seattle still couldn't win. And the Cowboys actually won. Holy cow, they beat the Chargers 20-17 on last-second field goal. And the Ravens actually beat the Chiefs for once, 36-35 on a last-second 4th down and 1 gutsy call by John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson, sneaking it up the middle for a big 1st down. I apologize for that. And then Monday night, the Packers beat the Lions 35-17. So, last week recap. High school football, I went 9-6 with 10 points. I'm 53-24 with 60 points. College football, I did way better than last week with a 12-2 record, 13 points. I'm 29-10 with 33 points. In the NFL, I did significantly better from last week's week 8-8 to 11-5, which means that I'm 19-13 with 21 points on the 2021 NFL season. Now time for Tommy's picks. Look at got an even better, an even better week. Kent Roosevelt against Highland. My pick goes with the Hornets, 31-21. Hornets should win it and bounce back from a heartbreaking loss last week. Mentor plays Brunswick. That'll be a good game, but I think Mentor's going to have the upper edge. Even without their quarterback, they should win. Medina against Euclid. Euclid's still searching for that elusive first win as previously mentioned, but I think Drew Howler and those Bees are going to just win it, and it'll be my lock of the week. Stowe against Noro. Noro's a good school. They're 4-1. Their only loss came to, take a guess, the Hornets. And I'm picking Stowe to win it, though. I think the Bulldogs are good, or even better, which is really saying something. And Barberton playing Revere, and saying something because North Royalton's good, but I think Stowe's better. Barberton against Revere, an American Conference matchup right there. I'm picking Barberton. St. V, St. M playing Harding. I'm picking St. Vincent, St. Mary. And then you have the Archbishop Hoban Knights going up against Central Catholic in Cleveland. My pick goes with Hoban. And Austintown Fitch to play Massillon, Washington. And Massillon, Washington, the Tigers are looking for a big win out here. But I'm going with the upset. Austintown Fitch will win despite being the lower seed. In the American Conference battle, Talmadge plays Aurora, and Aurora should pick up the win. Amherst Steel plays 23 Berea Mid-Park. Berea Mid-Park will win that. Avon will beat North Ridgeville. Hudson, I think, is going to take down Brecksville. And then you have Benedictine playing Boardman. I think Benedictine can win it. Hoover will play McKinley. I'm picking McKinley. Green will beat Glen Oak. And last but not least, Massillon Jackson to take down Lake. In college football, Wisconsin against Notre Dame at Soldier Field. I'm picking Wisconsin to win it. Brian Kelly will not pass Newt Rockne. Very sacred record out there with a win next week. That's not happening for Notre Dame, unfortunately. Mississippi State playing LSU. I'm picking Mississippi State. I just don't think LSU has what it takes. And Coach O may be sitting on the hot seat. Northwestern playing Ohio. Northwestern on to win it. Texas playing Texas Tech. Texas is home. I'm picking the Longhorns. And lock of the week, it's Coastal Carolina to beat UMass. Ball State against Toledo. Toledo wins it. Arkansas takes down Texas A&M. And hear me out. Clemson isn't that good. I'm picking whoopsies. I'm picking North Carolina State to win it. It will be the biggest upset for North Carolina State program football history and the biggest game for North Carolina since the 1983 NCAA basketball championship, perhaps. As North Carolina State plays Clemson, I think they're going to upset them. I think the Wolfpack will win. Michigan plays Rutgers. I'm picking that school up north. Maryland against Kent. As much as I'd love to see Akron's rival Kent win, I'm seeing Maryland win it. Duke against Kansas. No, it's not basketball. It's rather football, and Duke's winning. Florida against Tennessee. Florida wins it. Kansas State ought to hold off against Oklahoma State. Ohio State against Akron. Prove me wrong, Akron, but I think the Bucks are going to win it. Then BYU against UCF. I'm picking the BYU Cougars. And then the NFL. Tomorrow night's game, the Texans toast against the Panthers. I don't know how, but the Panthers are going to go 3-0 for good golly's sake. And then the Browns against the Bears, where Justin Fields is making his debut. Justin Fields' debut is going to be spoiled. The Browns will win it. Titans against the Colts, picking Tennessee. Giant losers against the Choker. Someone's going to have to win that. Both teams 0-2. I'm picking the Giant losers. Saquon Barkley, who has been struggling so far, may pick it up in week 3. Chiefs against the Chargers, lock of the week, Chiefs. And then the TikTok losers against the Bungles, upset of the week. Cincinnati and Joe Burrow ought to win it. Jeez, I don't know what is up with me. The loser Lions play the Baltimore Ravens, and the Baltimore Ravens, I think, are going to win that one. Missing Tom Brady against the Saints, another game in which someone has to win it, and I think that someone's going to be the Saints. Jacksonville against the Cardinals. If not for the Chiefs-Chargers, this would probably be my lock of the week. Arizona and Kyler Murray ought to get the job done. Are they really 2-0? They're going to be 3-0. My goodness. And then the Bills against the football team, I'm picking the Bills. Raiders against Free Willy. Raiders are going to be 3-0. And so are the Broncos. The Broncos, Panthers have played nobodies. And to an extent, the Raiders and who do you call them? The Cardinals have. And they're going to be 3-0. Good Lord. Rams against the Buccaneers. That'll be a great game, in my opinion. I am picking the, who do you call them, Buccaneers. And they can't make clutch field goals against the Seattle Seahawks. I'm picking Seattle. 49ers against the Packers on Sunday night. Picking the 49ers. Last but most certainly, well, somewhat least, because it's the NFC least, Cowboys against the Die Eagles Die. I am picking the Die Eagles Die and not Justin Fields, but rather Jalen Hurts. Well, it's fantasy baseball playoff time around, or if you do it, and look at me. I'm in the championship semifinals. There I am. I'm the team on the left, and I hope I can win it. I have the pitching. Who's going for me tonight? Nobody is. And unfortunately, a lot of these guys are having postponed games because, well, the weather has been bad. Stay dry, folks, by the way. But look at this. If you could tell, it is very close between my dad's friend from work and me. And I'm in the playoffs. My little brother isn't. My dad isn't. My dad's second account isn't. And my mom isn't. But I am. And my goal is to do something I've never done this league before. And that's winning fantasy baseball. I mean, when you have Salvador Perez and Chris Taylor, who's kind of hurt, Aaron Judge, Franmil, Max Scherzer, Lucas Giolito, Josh Hader, and Cal Quantrill, who has been so good lately, plus Aaron Savali, I like my odds of winning. I think I have a good team. I want to make moves, but you know what they say. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Stay dry out there. It's very raining outside. Goodbye, everyone.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.